All right, Mike V Power Hour. Thank you for those joining us. I would urge everybody as I adjust my screen, give you your best. Okay, couple things here. Some mixed signals in terms of sentiment and flow. Put calls got wiped out. Now everything evened out a little bit. Let me go through a couple of things in TradeGateHub. The ranges are incredible. Upstart. Barely any bounce. Go over the feed. All right. Upgrades, downgrades. Bottom line, Power Hour is meant to put money to work. There's a sentiment, if you will, okay? And I reverberate back to a couple of people that I use for sentiment. Not that I'm biased, I could care less. I'm usually always mixed anyway. Here's Helene posting 2 hours ago. Bulls backed off an awful lot. Now there's more bulls and bears than bulls. NAM is a little bit stretched, but the greed meters within neutral. It's stock picking. I'll go to my screen in a second, but hood. NBIS up $10. Huge range. Sunrun, short squeeze in the solar sector. SEDG. I bought EMPH. That I'm in. I'm in this dumpster dive. I'm okay with this. I'm not in 10. I'm not going to walk away tomorrow and play 9 holes and come back. And hopefully the thing's near like a 35 strike price or something on some type of Trump news with tariffs or something coming into a Friday. I'm aware. But why did I bring it up? I could be in anyone. Run's not a bad idea. I mean, it's right church, different pew. Still in the solar sector. EMPH got a little semi, and I'm not going to lie. But it could be a mean reversion trade. And you know what? Where did I get it from? I got it from calls. That's where it came from. Right? Oscar, some calls. That had a nice bounce. UNH. And now everybody's saying, don't tempt me, don't tempt me. Everybody up here, go back to a couple of videos, not even I'm in it. That's how bearish it is. Everybody keeps saying I don't have enough UNH. I get it, maybe. I want it to close strongly above this low here of this day, which on the top left you could see what was the low. 307. No, this low. $248. Not even close. CNC, I keep trying to pick the bottom as well. Not much. Nibbling. To no avail. That by the way, RSI showing a bounce. That's one of those bear flaggers. Fly hot IPO. I'm gonna go on a different games. I think I bought 200 fly just now. I did. Fly Aerospace. Hot IPO. It's priced like 45. High of the day 73. Now it's 61. Not looking good. Stocks huge range pulled back off the highs. Bros. Gap up. But the support was the ever strong 50-day, if you will. It's 66.10. Bottom line, stock closed at 57. High of the day is 72, if you will. Now 78. Huge range. Groupon, similar situation. Groupon, 30. High of the day, 43. It's up 40% at one point, I believe. Pullback. All right. No problem. There's your range. That's the stock picking to me. A job, if you watch this morning's video with Coach and I, the reunion. I mean, Coach and I could talk literally for hours, days, agree, disagree, at least respect each other's opinions. Not that we disagree a lot, but that would be fine about the market direction. But this is range. Big range. Job is to make money, not me right necessarily. Think about it. Mainland, big delay. Planeteer leading the charge. Is that the new ES? Is Planeteer the new futures? Stocks taking calls now. More. EOS taking a lot of calls across the board. Once again, we tried to identify. These are bazookas. They're in this one. Go to the weekly on EOS, the battery maker, hot sector. There you go. It's got it in it. Ugh. EMPHM. Stocks with earnings tonight. The job of power hour is to make money, to take money to the market. But after the close, look at this. TTD, sound, rocket, pin. Okay, I'll tell you. I sold it yesterday, pins. We're taking a lot of sexy calls, pins. They're acting like it's going to be good. I just don't know if they stretched the market before the call actually came to fruition. And tomorrow being a Friday, by the time Pins reports, well, Pins reports tonight, but it could opens tomorrow, that could be a difficult unwind if you're wrong. But it has been taking calls and the proverbial right type of calls, not weeklies. They're not stepping in here now for some time. I like that EMPH. Now it's in the back of my head. Earnings, you Under Armour, anything. All these stocks could move just as much as any type of nuclear stock. Look at the moves in some stocks this morning. Binary moves, you're never going to get back. If you're wrong in these earnings, you're going to be waiting quarters to get back. CELH up 24%. Like I said, Run Brothers was up 10. But if you're wrong, SYM. This stock was a new. I brought it up in yesterday's Power Hour, just because it was going with that ODD. SYM. This was. It was finished this high. Oh, that hurts me as a trader. SYM had earnings last night, closed at 63, opened 47. They took it all the way back to 56. Now it's going to take some digestion. Those that took the lotto into it, okay. The bottom line is the last 2 days, 63 to 47 with a lot of volume. How about this, Big Daddy? What's wrong here? This is sad. Lily. That's what happened with these bios. When you don't have a lot of new drugs in the pipeline and you start shrinking the ones that work, you get squeezed. You never invent a bio. Never invest in a bio unless you're prepared. If you do calls that have a one drug situation that, like I said, it's a redundant word, but it is binary. Lilly. Well, you know what Lilly is? Lilly is the United Healthcare of the respected groups. I think that's a pretty fair analogy. So yeah, Vikings Therapeutic VKTX had the pop. Good for you. Still not going anywhere. Crocs down 20%, just like they. Now look, it's Crocs. Now, I'm telling you, I know Crocs did not bounce. But guess who I am? There's Crocs. It's over. Margin calls coming into a front. Crocs. 1 year ago today, 160. Market's making new highs, if you will. Actually, the SPYs are 1.5% from a new high, whatever the SPYs encompass. Stocks got fit down the other way, 50%. How you doing? My God. MP earnings after the close, be aware. Public Jesus feed is the paraphrase. That's it. In other words, what this says a gazillion things. Basically, to be a trader, the hardest thing to do is relax and have patience and sit on your hands. Now, with stocks like they showed, the previous charts, even the companies that are coming out tonight, even before the open, 10 more, those more, I know what the edge is. You got to be patient. I'm trying to think if the Crocs is a layup. you'd miss the move big down, but another $2 and this is nothing to shake a stick at. Take some money out of it. I'm using old Planetary lows. Yeah. Okay. Now, Coach and I had a discussion this afternoon about pin action. If QS is taking calls, what does QS do? Well, you're right, Mike V. QS is in the battery sector with EOS. So that's got the proverbial dead cat bounce, but this doesn't. So something's up. What else is in batteries? ALB, decent bounce. Came back a little bit. Well, that's in lithium. Let's go again. Frog has earnings. A little cool name. Smart. All in insider buying that entry. Fizzler bullish. Solar. Does that may help my EMPH? I don't know. Are they buying Fizzler because it's Fizzler? Are they buying Fizzler because the run is squeezing? Three things that pop into my head. Let's go to the Fizzler chart, which, by the way, usually is considered the best of breed. Stock looks okay. They tried to, everything's been taken away from the solar sector. No tax, no tax, nothing. There's Fizzler taking calls. Okay. I want to show you something. And it goes with oust. Look at this more after the close. Where is this? Oust. After the close to oust. Look at oust. Goes. You know what it goes with? Look at. You see this AEVA lately? This was number one. This was one of the few first stocks to lead the speculation in April. 4 to 40. And that goes with oust to a degree. Actually, they did look at the charts. If I want to talk about overhead supply. That's why I do sometimes what I do. They flush Ava tomorrow to 11.25, 11 and change one more time. I'll scoop it up. Then tomorrow's the Friday, then it's going to pop, and then they're going to have to cover all the ODT calls on Friday, and then they'll squeeze them for 10%. That's what I'm thinking of. Is the easier money on the downside? Probably. It's on the list. Oust may have something to do with it. Pardon me. The real internet retailer. Stock was good. You're wrong on this thing, it's over. It's going to pull a Crocs. You'll never get real back. You'll be waiting till January effect. You're wrong on this thing. Speaking of January effects, Lucid. Did it bounce below 211? Oh, thank God. Oh. That's worse than, you know what that news is? That's worse than where it started. That's worse than the market's going the other way. And when the news came out, it was 230. Now it's worse than even started. That is a shame. What a freaking shame. I get it. Bulbo was taking hot calls. Now it has earnings when? Tomorrow morning. But this was the hot calls here. This is when you wanted it to go. A week ago when there was still more froth. Now what? Now they're still buying calls into it. Even if it pops, I think they sell into it. And you don't want to be wrong. Fubo. EOG has earnings. That's the best of breed. Hem has earnings. Everybody's in this thing. Everybody that I know is in this thing. I'm not kidding. And not I'm talking about, guys that I play golf with. And I'm like, what's your portfolio? Which actually I do ask about. Talking about wise guys. Not weeklies. I'm talking about wise guys. I'm gonna trade it no matter what. Gotta remember that. That's in the morning room. I like trading post-market better. Night. Yep, the clue was TTD would have come back. SMAR, Twilo, MP, WPM. WPM, you know what that reminds me of? AEM. Oh, look at this. Pulling some dojis. Uh-oh. I don't know how much the WPM has left, but that has to do with the former Silver Wheaton, precious metals, and I know one person has a better opinion, and that's Coach Dale Pinkert. Dale Pinkert. I'm not really tuned into this trade. I treated this GDX and I treated the Lego My Egos, and I treated the KGCs, which was brought up by Jeff. Not because I thought gold, I didn't like that couple of nights. Like I said, I wish I knew why. That it also gold went up, but I just treated it as stocks breaking out with range price action. All the cheesiness you would equate to a pure play. Started with options. But now I'm looking at these things, WPM is earnings. One day doesn't make a reversal. I don't know. KGC, GFI, 26 to 32. That was a gold meme stock. I brought this up the other day. You go back. This is a COVID meme stock. This thing went from like 12, it doubled to like double. It went from 10 to 17. This was the COVID right here. Went from 3 to 15. Goldfields. No, you know what stock? This stock I don't like. Yeah, this stock is not good. This grind has earnings. Grinder. This I do not like, but it is at the weekly 50-day, so I'll pass. Let's see if we have any questions. This grind has earnings. Pardon me. Hey, again, quick reminder. Take it for what you will. You might see something different. Just doubt. Sloppy session. That's it. You don't have to be a hero. There's Tem. They're buying it into earnings. Doesn't mean it's going to work. Sloppy session. I'll leave it there. Thanks for everybody tuning in. And if I may say, regardless of my daily 3 p.m. video, Eastern Power Hour, thank you for being part of our almost 7,300 subscribers. We're Dale's videos, even David Hunter, 4,400 interviews today. Coach every day, 800 views, 800 views, 900 views. Kill him. Again, go back, past streams. Every day we do a couple. Part of our guest speakers. Not arguably. A couple of guests in the top 10 of authors all time of trading books. There's Mr. Schwager, Dave Contrarian. I called him Dale. It was Dale Hunter was the famous defenseman for the Red Wings. Hall of Famer, though. The Pivot King. You got them all, okay? We're trying to bring a better product. Questions, comments, suggestions appreciated. I'll try to do better than next time. Cheers.